In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to replace the valve cover gasket in this 2005 Toyota Camry with the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. First thing we need to do is remove this engine cover, which can be done with a 10mm socket. Just remove these two nuts. Now the engine cover can be lifted off. Now using the same 10mm, we'll remove the screw from this bracket that holds on the wiring harness. And move that bracket out of the way. Then the one 10mm bolt in each of the coil packs. Now the coil packs can be pulled out and moved out of the way. Then there's another 10mm that's holding on this plastic bracket. That also needs to be removed. Now several hoses have to come off. We'll start with this one in the back. Followed by this one in the front. Now there are 8 10mm around the perimeter of the valve cover and then 2 in the middle. I'm going to remove all of those. The 2 long ones, of course, go in the middle spots. Once you've removed from the perimeter, 6 bolts, 2 nuts off of studs, and then 2 long bolts from the middle, your valve cover should be able to come loose. It may be a little stuck on, so if you take a rubber mallet and just give it some light taps around the edge, careful not to damage it. And you can pull the cover off just like that. The old gasket can be removed out of the cover. Make sure you get all of it, and if there's anything that's missing on the cover, it's probably on the head. This brittleness, almost like plastic, is indicative of a very worn out gasket. In this case, some of it was actually left behind. Now I'm going to clean the entire gasket mating surface. Since this is a rubber gasket, not a paper gasket or RTV, it is not that difficult to clean. Just make sure that any gunk you're getting out, not into the engine. There will be a spot right here and right here where the timing cover meets the head, and there should be some RTV on that, so pay extra attention there to clean that up nice. Once your gasket surface is clean and you've cleaned out the groove in the valve cover, you may want to consider spraying this out with some brake clean and cleaning some of this gunk out. I will not be doing that for the purpose of this demonstration, but you can fit your gasket into the groove on the valve cover. Now on the 2 spots here And here, where the timing cover meets the head, you'll have to put just a little dab of RTV. Not that much is needed. Just a little bit of gasket maker to seal up that. Now the valve cover can be reinstalled. You'll have to fight this wiring harness and this bracket a little bit. Just make sure that the gasket doesn't fall out of place. When it's on there, it'll lock in on the two studs. You'll know it's down. And then take a flashlight and inspect the gap here all the way around to make sure that the gasket is not falling out in one area, that it's stayed in place on the valve cover. Now you can reinstall all of the valve cover screws. Start by just hand tightening them. Now with all 10 nuts and bolts started on the valve cover and tightened down by hand, we're going to torque them down to 8 foot-pounds or 96 inch-pounds, starting in the middle and making our way toward the ends. Now we can reattach both hoses to the valve cover. And the bracket that holds this wiring harness. Then install the 10mm bolt that holds this plastic bracket on. Now you can put all of the ignition coils back into place. Just follow the length of the wire to know which one goes where. And start the 4 bolts by hand. These are 10mm. Now tighten them down. After the ignition coils are in, you can put the engine cover on. These 2 rubber grommets are going to go on these studs right back here, the 2 back studs. So position those first and get those lined up. And then firmly push down right above those rubber grommets. And you'll see there's 2 remaining studs that pop through. Take the 2 10mm nuts and secure the engine cover. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here are a few other videos I think you might find interesting.